Hello everyone, welcome to a new tutorial. Today we are finally bringing here the mouth tutorial. Everyone has asked me about this. This is gonna be part 1 where we work on the meshes, on mouth form and mouth open. On the next part, which is the second part, I will work on the tongue, which everyone has been asking me for, to make your tongue look like this. And also related to the head moving, that is gonna be part 2. As usual, remember that if you want, you can come on my Twitch channel. I stream literally every day at 3 p.m. Central Europe time. If you wanna come, have fun with us, see me while I rig my VTuber models, ask me questions, and have fun with us. And also, this tutorial is part of my How to Live2d playlist, where I show you as beginner friendly as possible to rig your model. You have eyes tutorial, eyebrows tutorial, head XY, boing physics, anything possibly that you could think of. So please check it out and maybe follow if you want to. Thank you so much for watching my video. And as usual, as we start, we need to work on the meshes. Here I have not even did the automatic meshes, because we're anyways gonna make them by new. One thing that I want you to do at first though is to, don't look at my malware bytes, is select all of your mouth elements and let's put them in a nice little mouth deformer. We are gonna use this one for the rotation head XY, but we are already putting it in because like that we have a little container, so everything is nice and fix it. If you don't have your head in the right deformer, for example, right now for me, it's not in the it's not in the angle Z, and it's supposed to, because when the head goes like this, the mouth has to follow. You see that it's here. You can hold and drag it. In the meanwhile, scroll until you find your head Z. Hover on top of it, release. Now your mouth is inside of it. Okay. As we said, we start with the meshes. What is that important in our lips? We have to work it manually, because let me erase hold B if you want to reduce the size. Our lips are gonna move and tilt a lot, so we need to make a nice little mesh. What sometimes I do is I use this tool for the lip and then I manually make it around. Let me show you how. First of all, let's change this to 3 so we have the nice diamond shapes. We can reduce this one, make it thinner, just to follow the lip line. It's looking quite good. Now we click here to confirm. Now let's, on the rest of it, you can go a little bit easier, because the part that moves the most, of course, is this bottom one. If you have a lipstick, it's probably a good idea to create yourself some lines that go around it. This way you will be able to edit it. There are some people that put their lips in a different layer, the lipstick on a different layer, but I honestly find it that you can do it also like this. And if you have a model that is already very complex, a lot of layers, that is gonna make the model even heavier. So probably optimizing somewhere is always a good idea. So you just continue on this side like this. Now, very easy peasy for division, and it makes us a more detailed division like this. Same thing for the lower lip. Let's delete this one. Repeat. Take this one. Make a nice little line. You will notice that it remembers the settings that you input earlier. That's good. You can see in this little red box near my where I click, the whatever I click. I hope that can be helpful. Now, for the inner parts, actually, you can use the automatic mesh, but we gotta see how it looks. If it looks like crap, we're gonna have to do it by hand. Okay, yeah. So usually, I mean, this is not bad, but you probably want something that is more near to your edges, simply because having these things so big is gonna waste a lot of space in your texture. Now that we have our little meshes, we can start the actual rigging. I'll probably leave you a little chart for this so you can see what are my usual forms. You can select the top and low lip and make it active in the mouth form, like here. Your mouth form should look like this. Precisely identical to what I have here. I don't know why you would change it, but if you change it, make sure that it looks like this. And we start very easy. I always start from the top lip because it's on top. With our path deformer, try to place them more or less symmetrical. I like to reduce this a little bit. The deformer path width. And very easily, we go on mouth form and we make it sad. You can select multiple of these dots to work faster, you know. In general, it's always a good idea not to make your face too much shaded around the mouth, because the mouth is gonna move and you might find some problems when deforming it. You might have these brighter edges around it. We're gonna see. Looks better. You also need to deform the lower lip. If you cannot really see, just hit solo. Now, to continue, let's select also this inmount. Wait, no, first, select these three and put them all together in a warp deformer, like low mouth. Now select the low mouth, in mouth, top lip, low lip. Make them all active in this one. Now make it also like this. And I want you to put also another dot here at 1. What we're gonna do is we are gonna make our mouth open here and here, but we have this little gap. These two dots are gonna be identical. They are both gonna be closed. This is because if we think to this about our real life mouth opening, this is, if we didn't put this dot, this is closed and this is slightly open. Sometimes when you are playing or when you have your head in a slight angle, your mouth might be tracked as slightly open. So to avoid your model to be like all the time, you can put this little, we call it buffer, that forces the model mouth to be closer even if your mouth is slightly opened as well. And also I want you to put another dot here, by the way. There we go. For now, this is our mouth. I think of these about vocals mostly. So let me show you. This is gonna be E, this is gonna be A, this is gonna be O, and this is gonna be angry, sad mouth. We can start maybe from here. My tip is not to move the top teeth. What I always do usually is drag down this one and then connect it again. Remember, we are using this low mouth and not the singular ones. This is gonna be crucial in our tongue rigging, so be careful about it. This is gonna be big O. Now make sure that your O is not too small or not too big compared to the other ones, by the way. Now, as you can see, the inner mouth is peeking a little bit through, no worries. By the way, an important thing that you should do, and I forgot, copy your in-mouth ID and select everything that should be inside of the mouth, so the teeth and the tongue, and paste it here. So they will not show outside of the inner mouth, as you can see. Now, something that we really need to do is to select our head and whatever is supposed to be sticking to the head shape. So for example, our blushes. Make a new deformer and call it head mouth. This is to make our jaw move with the mouth movement, because especially like maybe with the big O, as you can see, this weird thing is happening. So we're gonna work with it. Right? It doesn't make sense that the jaw doesn't move. So well, let's work on that. Okay, now if we did export our mouth like this, we will probably notice that like when we open our mouth, the model mouth is very much closer. So we need to put an in between here. So let's do a right click here and then here hit select. Let's add another dot here, maybe at around 0.4. It's good, 0.4, maybe 0.3 actually. 35, yeah, 35. Okay, so for our E, this is gonna be a smile with teeth closest. What we can do, optimize your work. So drag this up, hit Ctrl-Shift-C, right click here, Ctrl-Shift-V. So you already have your mouth shape opened a little bit, but then you need to drag up the teeth so that you have a closed teeth smile. Now for the A, let's work first on the O, because it's easier. For the O, we need this one to be just U. So U. Just make a small, very small circle. For the A, it's very similar to U, but I realized that making it in a little bit more of a kissy shape makes the model look better, and you are also kind of a little bit able to do the kiss motion a little bit. Also, one little thing, since the switch to this and this is pretty intense, I usually like to grab the lips and make them already squish a little bit in my second dot here. So they already start to squish a little bit before going into the little round shape. And remember to always also make the inner mouth squish it where you don't need it. Just squish it. Squish that cat. Later I will also show you what to do if this happens to your model, that you have your mouth here that is going a little bit crazy. You will have to change a little bit the base head color here, but I'm gonna show you that later. For now, we could already do an early export to see how our model mouth is working. And I really advise you do this through your whole process. So you first need to work on the texture. I'm not gonna open the texture because that's dangerous. My guys, never share your texture PNG to anyone because that makes it easy to steal your model. Don't share your texture file. You just click on this and place all the items and make sure that there is nothing overlapping, so it's not hard. Now you can go in export for runtime, export as a Mach3 file. Wait a moment for your PC to process that you want to export it. Okay, once your model has decided, your PC has decided that your model is good to export, you hit OK. Once you have exported your model, you need to close VTube Studio and reopen it. And then you should have your model in here. And we can see how the mouth is moving and how it's working in general. Okay, I already realized that it's not opening a lot. So let's go here. Now our mouth open here. And as you can see, as I'm speaking, it's moving very low. So we can reduce it. And it's probably gonna look much better already. So one trick that you can use to make your model behavior get better is test it. So go like O, A, E, I, O, U. If it looks good, then it's okay. But it might happen that you will maybe like O and your model O maybe is too small. You just come in Live2d. So maybe you do like O and your O is too small. You just come in Live2d, come in O and make it bigger. And you slowly work all of that. You say, maybe your is looking too small, and you come here and make it bigger. And work like that until you have a mouth that looks satisfying for you. So this was for the mouth tutorial part 1. In the second part, I will show you how to rig the tongue. But stay with me a second more because I'm gonna show you how to fix it when you have your mouth having this little problem that I'm having here, that it has like whiter edges or darker edges all around it. You can have a head shaded like this. It's not that you cannot, but you're gonna need more layers and clipping for every lip in order to have that smooth shading. So what men usually do is just have the shade of the head here around the mouth be the same as the lips. So you just grab the color of the lips and paint in here Okay, and if you see that you still have problem here, you will have to do also a little bit of editing in this layer. Basically, the concept is that we are trying to keep our whole area here in one same color. Now we should not have the problem anymore, but how do we now import this inside of Live2d? It's very easy, but it's also heavy for your PC, so I really advise you that you make... So first of all, we need to save this with a different name, so maybe 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒, recolor, I don't know. You just need to have a different name. Always PSD. Let's go in Live2d. We can close this here for now. Do save as and make a copy of this, because this is a heavy process for your PC. The model might bug, so you want to have a different save to go back to what you had before and find another solution in case it bugs. So what you do is just, let me find my file. Grab the file that we had earlier and drop it in here. Click on your name model, okay. Click replace, okay. And after doing that, you should notice that your problem is fixed. Thank you everyone so much for coming and watching my tutorial. I hope you liked it. I hope it was useful. If you have any problem, feel free to write a comment or join my Discord server. I will leave the link in the description. Thank you for watching. If you want, leave a like or subscribe. And I will see you on the next tutorial. Bye bye!